I started dialing back on life a bit more and learned to keep things in moderation. When I was going to school at the time, I had some balance in my life, whether that was doing homework or learning new topics. This was a time I felt fine in life, knowing how to organize as well as pace myself. The main skill is knowing how to keep all aspects of your life in check, but not everything can always be kept in check, and slowing down will help us regain that balance in life. Rushing to complete projects or goals in life could possibly catch up to you and provide difficulty at times. As we tackle more head on, we will eventually feel the weight of burnout and come to a halt. That is why, recently, I have tried to slow down on life, even work that is important to me. I'm very meticulous when it comes to writing essays and taking my time to write one story after another. Finding balance or just maintaining can be rough to mark down. Not only do you have to keep things in check, but how much of it you're diving into. We're always constantly running around and managing day by day, but forget to understand the meaning of balance. Of course, balance can be different for everyone, but the main thing is understanding how or when we have to stop ourselves. It may take some time to find our own balance. You just have to piece it together slowly. What I mean by that is, think of a puzzle. We have to figure out how to put the pieces together. This puzzle is a never-ending build that constantly changes, by expanding or contracting. It's not this simple picture you get as the outcome because we can shift around pieces and create different outcomes, whether we add or take away. There's a possibility that holes will appear and you will have to find what that missing piece that fits into the puzzle. At some point we will lose focus due to unexpected obstacles in life. We may think everything's in check, but do note that even the slightest change in routine can alter your balance. An example is we may tackle more than we can handle and end up losing that equilibrium without even realizing. That is why we have to step back and sort out the pieces one by one till we find the matching puzzle pieces that make up a manageable balance in our lives. As mentioned before, doing too much can be harmful to you physically and mentally. At times we want to do so much and do so thinking there aren't any consequences, which isn't true at all. We all think these thoughts and say to ourselves that everything is in moderation, but it's as much as a lie as telling someone there is no issue. What I mean by this is people overestimate their own limitations and will soon be hit with that reality check. It is simply one of our biggest mistakes that become overlooked and everything comes crashing down when we least expect it. Over time, we'll try to complete all of our ambitions and lead ourselves down a road of burnout. This is a road that many others, even myself, will traverse through for a long time. It'll be endless nights of restlessness and empty thoughts that can't replicate the ideas you thought of. We even will try to pick it back up only to end up empty-minded, not knowing what to try next. We tell ourselves, give it some time or try it again in a week, maybe a month. This will fall off in short. Since we force our way back in, it will just hurt us more in the end. It's an endless loop that we think we will never break out of. Now this doesn't mean you stop here. There are solutions to burnout, whether that's by trying new creatives or just by making the impossible possible. I think that setting your mind away and into a brand new environment can be a key factor to bringing back that balance in life. Soon you'll be able to figure out the problem and learn to fix that mistake you once made. Finding that solution may take a long time, but note that at one point you will find that inner balance again. Now, my life for the longest time wasn't significant, as I never really had any balance, even if I thought there was. During my days in school, I was fine with having that time spent learning and studying, but once that time was over, it was instantly into gaming for the rest of the day. Thinking about it now, I could have done so much more and spent time learning new skills. The only time I spent doing another activity was spending time with friends. Until now, I hadn't felt so alive after I made some alterations to my life. I slowly started to change I had done in life and took time away from one thing to add for another aspect of life. The imbalance I once had become a life that enabled me to take time out of my day to do more in my life. Even in these essays, there's so much that I want to talk about, but I have to understand that taking time and being meticulous is key to me. There are days that I have to keep everything in check, slow down time, and not rush to the finish line. No matter how I view my life or what it is I do in life, I have to keep everything into consideration. Being able to focus on some aspects of life is what gives me that reality check, to understand that not everything needs to be rushed. Slowing down in life will let me do so much more in the longevity. It doesn't mean I'll be immune to everything, as even the slightest adjustment will throw that balance off. This shouldn't stop you from altering your life and finding your own balance. Just understand that you have the ability to cure that burnout and enjoy the life you always wanted. You just have to ponder in your life and take that action when that time comes.